Hi, my name is Leonardo Assis. I'm a pharmacist graduated from the Federal University of Rio Preto, Minas Gerais, and currently I'm a PhD student at the Institute of Bioscience at the University of São Paulo under the mentorship of Professor Ana Castrucci and funded by FAPESP. So the goal of this video is to let you know what we are doing here at the University of São Paulo. So come with me and let's take a look. The goals of my PhD is to understand the functionality and relevance of the photosensitive system of the skin. The same system is also expressed in the cells of our eyes, and in this organ it leads to two processes. First, it leads to image forming process, but also it leads to non-image forming process such as pupil constriction, melatonin synthesis regulation, and also the regulation of the circadian biological rhythms. But even though the same system in the skin has been described for more than 20 years, the relevance and functionality of this system remains largely unknown. So based on this, in 2014, our group decided to tackle this question in the literature, and then we start performing our experiments. So in 2016, we first published our paper in which we demonstrated and characterized the presence of the photosensitive systems in melanocytes in melanoma cells. We used immunocytochemistry and image flow cytometry to characterize this system. It's very interesting to observe that in response to a small pulse of white light, the biological clock of malignant melanocytes is more activated in comparison to the biological clock of melanocytes. We still don't know the biological meaning of this, and we're still pursuing its question. Now, in a follow-up study in 2017, we demonstrated the same profile in which UVA radiation led to increased activation of the biological clock of melanoma cells, again in comparison to the melanocytes clock. Also in 2017, we demonstrated that UVA radiation leads to imminent pigment darkening, which is also called as IPD process. We demonstrated that this takes place in both cells, normal and malignant melanocytes. And we were able to show that this IPD process takes place in response to UVA radiation in an opsin dependent manner, that is, it depends on the photosensitive system of the skin cells in both malignant and normal melanocytes. And once the system is activated, it leads to a signaling pathway that involves cyclo-GMP, which leads to the pigmentation process known as IPD. We also recently shown that the same system also captures thermal energy. We have demonstrated that in normal and malignant melanocytes, heat energy is also perceived by these opsins, this light, and now also thermal sensors, and that this information it leads to the biological clock activation in both cells. Why is it important to get this prize? I think this prize confirms that what we are doing here in São Paulo, that we are on the right path. So even though with the difficulties here in Brazil in performing science, it's hard and it has its issues, but I think this prize shows that it's possible to perform good and relevant science, acting at the frontier of knowledge, bringing knowledge to our society, a knowledge that can be important and can lead to very important improvements in our society. So I think this prize just represents that we are in the right path in doing science here in Brazil. Thank you very much.